Hey, and welcome to the Drep and Stone podcast, a podcast where two friends raise a glass, sometimes six of them, and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
I'm Kyle.
Kyle.
Yes, sir.
We are in the height of summer.
Yeah, peak summertime.
Yeah. We're recording this pre-July 4th, but we are in that post-July 4th summer goodness.
Yeah. I think you could say it better.
What?
July. And you really lean into it specifically for this episode.
Where are you from that you say the month of July like that?
Alabama.
Them hills of Alabama.
Yeah, the northern hills. Almost Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's on the Tennessee River.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. Yeah, right across from that Florence? Or
Yeah. Across the river.
Yeah. Do they all speak like that up there?
I reckon.
I don't know. They did it.
I would reckon they do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I say it like the month of July.
Yeah.
July.
That didn't even sound like a word to me.
July?
July.
July.
That just sounds lazy or like slang
What?
for July.
Okay.
July.
So,
July? Is that it? July?
July.
Sounds awful. July. I think there's like a springiness to it.
Yeah,
There's a bouncy, brighter element to July.
All right. So,
July.
you need to engage in some legal proceedings.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you go hire?
A lawyer.
A what?
A lawyer. Because they practice law.
Okay.
Lawyer.
Lawyer.
No.
Lawyer.
They don't practice the law. They practice the law. A lawyer. That's right. So get yourself a good lawyer.
Yeah.
Not a lawyer. That's not even a thing, a lawyer.
Lawyer. Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
LAW. Loy. No, that's law.
I have a bunch of examples that I can't think of about right now because we just done did the light beer showdown.
Right.
So I have a bunch of examples of where your argument does fail, but I just can't think of them.
Sure. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Like there's stuff out there that will prove you wrong, but I just don't know none of it. Okay, buddy. Okay. You just go ahead and sit with that one. You want some light beer?
No, I don't. But we've alluded to, I guess not even alluded, like we've said exactly what just happened. Kyle, we just got done doing.
We just done did it. We just done got done doing.
We just did the light beer showdown.
Yeah, we did.
This is something that's actually been a couple of years in the making. We just have never, we thought about it for quite some time.
Maybe you have.
I have. But we've never sat down and actually completed it.
Yeah. I mean, it is a interesting thought.
Yeah.
When you think about the popularity of these drinks.
Sure.
How they're everywhere.
Right.
It's synonymous with so many things, like American culture kind of being one of them.
Well, and I think that's why we opened with talking about this is the summer.
Right.
So what we're talking about is light beer.
Right. And to see what are the differences between these absolute monoliths in the world of beer.
So we paired together 6 of what I'm going to say are the big boys within the light beer realm.
We'd have to look at a list, but I'd be willing to bet that these are the 6 highest selling beers in America.
I'm going to say they are. Okay, so here are the beers that we did. Okay, so we're not actually doing it in this episode because we just did it, but
we just did it.
I want to talk about.
You can see YouTube video of it.
Yeah.
There's a little Instagram reel about it.
There's stuff out there.
You can find it.
Yeah, because we're releasing this episode probably after we've already released the Light Beer Showdown social media.
Right. This is
YouTube.
just a recap.
Yeah.
Getting really deep into our thoughts.
Correct. And it's because, honestly, through Instagram and YouTube, we can't parse all of that out. But I've got thoughts. I'm sipping on a light beer right now.
Damn. Your favorite.
It was the one that was available.
Yeah.
It was close. So
I'm sipping on an amalgamation of all of them
I know.
together.
I'm going to ask that question in a second. All right. Here are the light beers that we just did in this monstrosity.
In this investigation.
Yeah. We did Miller Lite, Natural Light, Coors Light, Michelob Ultra, Bud Light, and Busch Light. And I think you're right. I think if you were to take these 6 beers, they are the top selling beers in America.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that that's pretty cool. I'm not going to look anything up because that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I'm going to
tell you it's true.
Correct. I'm going to do.
I got a feeling.
It sounds right.
Sounds good.
It does sound good. I think if you were to poll most of America and say what is the American beer, they're probably going to select one from this list.
Agreed.
So it comes as no surprise that these are just synonymous with American culture, I think.
Yeah.
And especially summer.
Yeah.
And parties and hanging out and 4th of July and all of those things. Like, I think that's why we did the Light Beer Showdown.
We needed to do it.
What are you sipping on over there?
Yeah, like after we finished, it's a very common thing that we do when we're doing some sort of a tasting event.
Yep.
We put them all together.
Correct.
That's
For
what
science.
that's what I've done. I've put all 6 of these together in a glass, and
In that little glass, there are 6 beers.
yeah, looks happy.
It looks exactly like every other light beer glass.
Yep. It did not change the color whatsoever.
No.
There's no color variance.
Nope.
It just is light beer. You know, something funny that we didn't mention in the actual video though is the breakdown that like 4 of these beers come from the same brewery.
Oh yeah, AB
Yeah.
or InBev technically.
Yeah.
And what was it?
Bud Light,
Bud Light,
Michelob Ultra,
Michelob, Busch,
and Natural Light.
Natural Light. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
And then so
Coors is its own, and Miller Lite was its own.
right.
The
Well,
other 4 were all
isn't
from
Coors Miller Coors is one company?
Well, I was just specifically like reading like on the back label, like Coors says that it's from a brewery in Colorado.
Yep. In Golden, Colorado. I've been there.
Miller said it was from a brewery in Wisconsin, which granted, all of these Anheuser-Busch ones could be from different places.
Sure.
But they were just
The
all
same.
listed
I
as
got you, I got you, I
Anheuser-Busch
got you.
products.
Yeah. And so my favorite, I say favorite with a very loose air quote. In the Light Beer Showdown, we kind of we paired them all together and put them all against each other. And what I learned, by the way, I'm drinking Coors Light. I don't know if we said that. Did I say that?
That was your pick.
Okay, that was my pick. Was Coors Light.
Yep.
And your pick Miller Light.
Yep.
But you just threw them all together.
How ironic too that we chose the 2 that were not Anheuser-Busch.
I know.
That's pretty funny.
So I learned that like that to me pushed my palate and my nose in terms of like trying to decide and decipher between, you know, the lack of flavor notes. Like that was super interesting to me in doing that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, difficult is the word I'm going to use.
Yeah.
Just because like it was almost near impossible for me to dictate differences in the things. Like it really became more of a, for me, it was level of carbonation, the type of carbonation. You know, sometimes they were like bigger, fluffier bubbles. Sometimes they were much tighter, crispier bubbles.
Yep.
Sometimes there was a ton of bubbles. Sometimes there were fewer bubbles. Like it was literally that was like kind of the only thing that I could recognize as a difference.
I totally agree. And I think that's what stood out to me the most is that it's really not a flavor difference. It's a mouthfeel difference.
Yeah.
Because they're all roughly the same. I mean, they're all 4.2. One of them was 4.1. I think the Mick Ultra was 4.1 or something like that.
I think it was Busch.
I think you're right. It was Busch. Yeah.
I think it was Busch.
It was a blue can.
Was a 10th of a percentage point.
So they're all the same ABV. Let's call it. They're all the same ABV. They're using roughly the same ingredients. I mean, you might have some that are using a little bit of rice. You might have some that are doing that beechwood aging.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
One of them uses a beechwood aging. Like,
oh yeah, Bud Light.
what do they do? Does that go into the vat?
Uh-huh.
Like, because they're not aging it in a barrel.
It's like a big barrel. It's like a Solera barrel kind of thing. And they're aging
For half a minute.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly it does change the flavor.
Do you think all of these, like, you know, it's the common, I guess it's common knowledge that,
Yeah.
like, you know, so Bud Light, Bud, what's the bottom? But they're all from the same vat. Bud Light comes off the top.
Oh, no.
Is that not reality?
Yeah, because the way brewing works, it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that thought perspective. I see what you're saying, but
Well, I feel like that was like a common thing.
yeah,
At some point in time, like, oh yeah, no, Budweiser, and I forget what it was. Maybe just
Natty Light, yeah.
Well, no, like Bud Light was the top part of it. The middle section was Budweiser.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
The bottom section was maybe
Bud Select.
yeah, something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
no,
It went to a you know, it was the stuff at the bottom was better. You pulled the stuff off the top. That's your light beers.
No, it doesn't work that way.
No.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but no, it doesn't work that way. Unfortunately.
I feel like that was like actual knowledge that they gave you at SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Like in that experience that
I
you
know
used
what
to
you
could go
mean.
back there and do. I feel like there was like a breakdown of like this section is Bud Light. Maybe that was like giving you different information of like maybe it was like something else,
Yeah.
but it was like saying that like in the process, within the tank or whatever, this is Bud Light, this is Budweiser, this is
No.
doesn't make sense to me. Just
Yeah.
like what I know of beer making.
No.
Like that doesn't make any sense. But at the time I remember being just like that's crazy.
Yeah, 'cause
makes sense. Like the darker beer is going to settle to the bottom,
Sure.
so like that's going to have a darker
like
color.
an amber bock or something like that. Like at the
Not
bottom.
full on like that
Yeah.
dark, but like it was like a color thing.
Yeah,
It was like
sure.
this
No.
Budweiser's a little bit darker. and
No,
then,
because liquid. I mean, like I know, I recognize what you're saying in terms of like if you're to
like Miller Lite,
yeah, no,
whatever the thing is, and then like Miller High Life maybe, and then
no, because like
Something else, I don't know.
liquid does not. I mean, unless you're doing like separating like oil and water kind of thing, it does not break down like that.
Right.
It no. Nope. it's
good
not
stuff. Good stuff.
Okay,
Cut
so
all that.
So I think like through that and I've never paired them all together. And I think that's the purpose of the Light Beer Showdown is to pair all of these beers together, because so much of my suspicion was that so much of the love of specific light beer has nothing to do with the flavor and taste. It has everything to do with the maybe nostalgia or the impetus for you, like that's what you started drinking. And so like I wanted to put my hypothesis to the test, and we did it.
Yeah, like if you were doing a blind of literally any other thing,
Yeah.
I think it would be easy. Like if you did a blind of bottled waters,
Yep.
I think you would have more differences in that than you would in what we just did.
I 100% agree.
Like
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else where it would be like you could do every cola.
Yeah.
You could do every you could do the 6 most popular pizza brands. Like it's never going to be as tight as this was. Like I can't imagine what it would be where you would blind 6 different things that are essentially the same idea.
Yeah.
That would give this much uniformity.
Agreed. Like there is, I mean, I struggled, and I feel like I'm pretty adept at being able to pick out at least 1 or 2 flavor notes from things that we try.
Right.
I'm not saying that like I am by any means like, a super smeller or by any means someone who can like pick out all of these interesting notes, but I feel like 1 or 2, and I struggled, man. I struggled to find something to compare between them.
Yeah, like I was beginning to wonder, like, is it because we do primarily do these things with whiskey?
Sure.
And so obviously like the flavor volume there is so far exceeding this.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what it was. I don't think it's like that we were just like palate blind
No.
or anything like that. I think it's literally just there's just nothing there to play with.
And I think like I know that there's a lot of people who are listening to this and they're going to say like, well, man, every time I drink a blah blah blah, like I get flavor, and I agree,
Right.
Because like every time I have one of these beers, I do get flavor. I'm not saying that they're devoid of flavor, but I think when you
Oh, no, it's the similarities between
that's
what's
exactly
there.
It's exactly
There's
it.
nothing to differentiate.
When you put them together, they all begin to run together because they're all roughly the same thing.
Right.
And so like I'm not saying there is no flavor. I'm just saying those flavors are so similar that like you have to be a super expert to discern anything between these.
Right. Like it was honestly like surprising to me. Like I feel like going into it, I would have said absolutely like there will be differences.
Mm-hmm.
Just like as if you were going to go say, all right, here's a Coke, a Pepsi, RC Cola, a Sam's Cola. Like you're going to be able to, those are going to be different.
Yeah.
Even though they're generally the same concept. I would have thought this would be a similar thing, and it was shocking to me how similar they all were.
To me, it's literally like, okay, so what was your recipe? Oh, you used, X number of pounds of barley. We're going to you use 50 pounds of barley. We're going to use 51 pounds.
50.1 pounds.
Correct. And so like, just so we can say it's not the same recipe,
Right, it's a
but
little different.
it's the same.
Or, I mean, I would even think like the type of water that you're using would generate more of a differentiation.
It doesn't,
It's just,
yeah.
They were just so remarkably similar.
Okay, so then that brings me to a question of why are we drinking these?
Why are these the most sold thing?
Because they are legitimately, again, like I'm not going to say they're devoid of flavor, but they are so similar that like at some point they just all run together.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is certainly coming from the perspective of two people who do really appreciate flavor.
Correct.
So,
And I feel like can pick up on nuances of flavors.
yeah, and enjoy that.
Correct.
But I think that's like, where we're coming at it is, I was asking myself the question of like, so then why are these the thing?
Why are they popular?
Why are they so popular?
Yeah.
And it's because like the answer to that question, I feel like there's a better answer to the question. Like if you're drinking
it just ubiquity?
I don't know. I mean, that's my point. Like to me, say you're having a meal,
Yeah.
and I want this to complement my meal. I just feel like there's not enough in these for that to be the thing. I feel like there's better things that are going to respond,
Like water.
that are going to match better. Well, so like water would be the antithesis. Will be like, I just need liquid to go with my meal, just because like it's just part of it. Like I'm going to get a dry mouth. Like I just need something to help.
I want
aid digestion.
Correct.
I suppose. So then, all right. So that I'm wanting something that's gonna have flavor. Well, then why don't you get something that's gonna have more flavor?
Correct.
That's gonna pair with your meal more. Whether that be an actually like flavorful beer or wine or a cocktail, like whatever it is. So then it's like, well, so like I'm looking for something that's gonna like,
I want a drink.
yeah, like I want something that's not water.
Right.
I want to loosen up and kind of relax a bit. Well, so like then why this? Because like you're gonna have to drink so much of this,
Yeah.
to get you there, and you're gonna get bloated. And
I have an argument for that. I think there is some sort of like pride in that idea of like, yeah, I drank a case or I had 4 beers,
sure,
and I'm feeling great.
right,
Where it's like, but if that's your purpose, I don't necessarily condone that. But if that is your sole purpose, then why not? And we talked about this earlier. Why not just have 2 shots of tequila and you're there?
right, yeah,
Like
inhibitions released.
sure, like if that is indeed your purpose. So is it that combination of the two?
I mean, I would assume it must be something just in terms of like this suggests that I'm doing the thing,
Yeah,
that I'm participating in the event of drinking.
correct.
Whether or not my reasoning for it is this is it, but
Yeah.
this is just a answer
Sure.
to that. And it just kind of almost feels like that. Like I'm participating socially in the event, but I guess like at the same time, like, that's not why these are so popular. Like these are so popular because they're in people's fridges and they're drinking them, I would think, nightly.
That's what I'm gonna say. Like
It's not a social thing.
I think the popularity is just availability. I really do. It's the same thing of like,
But the market would suggest that it's more than that.
but Jack Daniels is the same idea. Like, why is Jack Daniels so popular? It's because it's so available.
Yeah, but like, why when you go to any event,
Yeah.
are these is it Bud Light, not just Budweiser?
Right. Sure.
For some reason, it's that, and is it just because like I can have more of that and not get
I think it's that.
as
I think because like I mean,
bloated and as uncomfortable and as
I literally feel that exact same way. Like here lately, I gravitate towards lighter beers. It's not this kind of light beer. It's more of I'm going to say a craft light beer.
right.
But I gravitate towards more of a light beer because I don't want all of that. Like, sure, if I want, an IPA and I want a beer, there are absolutely things I'm going to reach for. But if I want just something to drink, I think going back to what you said earlier, it makes sense because you're right. I can drink these cans that we did in the Light Beer Showdown are 24 to 25 ounces, whatever. And you can drink this and you're getting, dare I say it, you're getting more bang for your buck because you feel like, these cans were like $2.50 each because I didn't buy them at a baseball stadium.
Right. Fucking at a concert. These are
yeah.
$20 a
yeah,
piece.
easy. So like, I bought these at the local gas station,
Right.
which was, by the way, a fun experience. But I bought these at the local gas station, so they're like $3. I get it because if I want to have that experience and I don't want to break the bank, sure. There you go.
It's like a few episodes ago we did Narragansett.
Yeah,
And like that's a lighter beer.
sure.
But it's got so much more
It
flavor
does.
than these.
It does.
Like you could go get a Kolsch
Yeah.
that's going to have so much more flavor than these, and it's still a light beer. Like you're still getting all the benefits.
Yep. But I think that those kinds of light beers, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to call those, I don't think craft light beer is right, but like heading in that direction. Maybe like regional.
Yeah, I don't think you could say
regional light
Narragansett's
beers?
like craft.
No, but I think it's a
widely
regional
available enough that,
sure.
but it's just got so much flavor. Like, why is that not on this list?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I think back to like
Why did that not take off?
National Bohemian. You ever had a Natty Bo?
I don't think so.
Because you've not been to Baltimore, and like that's where that beer is primarily. And like I know that it exists outside of Baltimore, but that beer is primarily like that region. You know, to some degree, same with Narragansett.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, you know, after that episode, I was like, this is just a great beer flavored beer.
Yeah,
I would not mind having that in my fridge.
You know, even to some degree, a PBR.
Well, and it is odd that we didn't have that one within this tasting.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why, and I purposely chose to leave it out because in my mind, it occupies that weird space of like, it's not your big boy light beer. I don't disagree that it is a light beer.
Right.
But it's one of those, like, to me anyway, it occupies that weird space of it's not craft, but it's also not Bud Light.
Right.
And some would argue it's lower than Bud Light, but I would contend, you know, maybe we should have thrown that in here.
Yeah, it would have been interesting. Like, I think that's why you left it off, is you were afraid in a blind.
Maybe subconsciously. Yeah, that might be true. Subconsciously, I was afraid.
I mean, because like that is the one that if I'm at a concert somewhere, like if that's available,
oh yeah,
that's what
that's
go
what I'm
to.
buying. Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's not ever up for a debate. It's just like, no, like I know that one's gonna be more flavorful.
Correct. If you got a PBR and I'm at a concert, I'm gonna buy the PBR.
And that's like that would have been the true test of like, is it? Is to put it in this thing, because these were all just splitting hairs.
So I'm gonna say
on
then,
a Yeti,
I'm
and you're splitting individual hairs of difference here.
I'm gonna say that it would fall in line. As much as
it would have just slid in, and
as much as I don't want to admit it,
recognizable.
and I think it would have. And
so I disagree.
No, I think it would have. I think it would have fallen in line. But I understand then now, because I've done this light beer showdown. It really is just name and like, what is your preference? Like, what do you want? Because they're basically all the same,
right?
And so like, sure, then why not go with the cheapest thing then? And I'm not saying like PBR is the cheapest thing, but more often than not, it's the cheapest thing.
Right.
So then just get that.
Right.
And I'm
and I think that's the argument for like Jack Daniels.
Sure.
And that sort of stuff of like, oh yeah, no, it's the cheapest one.
So then just do that.
Like, I'm always kind of surprised. Like, I'm not as much anymore, but I remember at some point in time just always being surprised that when I was in a liquor store and like taking my time going through all the options, like in the 10 minutes that it would take me to kind of choose my options, debate, and decide on a bottle, at least half a dozen people would come in, go straight to the thing, get what they wanted. Yeah. And it was usually like Ancient Age or something like that, would come in, grab the thing, be gone.
Yep.
And I'm still just sitting there like, oh man, dude, I've been wanting to try that, but you know, I don't know if I'm ready to do that right now. You know,
I
would always surprise me.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the argument there, is like, there's always going to be that element of it, and is that just what this is?
Yes. The answer is yes.
It's here, it's cheap, it's light, it's not gonna upset me one way or the other, but at the same time they do have such like dedicated fan bases.
Well, and I think that's, to me, this kind of tasting is exactly what everyone who says, no, I am an X beer drinker should do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like that right there tells me everything I need to know, that I consider myself somewhat of a beverage expert.
Right.
That we've done this for going on 6 years at this point, that we have all this kind of bank of knowledge, and that I couldn't discern these things.
Right.
And like, to be fair, you're right. I am not a light beer drinker of this ilk, but like, I couldn't figure this out.
Right.
So, man, I would put money on that your average blue can drinker, if I were to give you this exact lineup, you would say the exact same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think there is an argument for if you drink this daily, I think there is an argument.
You could say
for
like that's the one.
Oh no, I get it. That's the note that subconsciously I don't even pick up on it, but like I know that's my drink.
Interesting.
I drink that daily. Yeah. I know what that tastes like.
Right.
I think there is going to be some
of that,
some percentage of people that can do that.
Sure.
But yeah,
I'm going to say that
for the
percentage
most part,
is pretty low.
Yeah, I don't think it's a lot of people. But
yeah.
I think there would be some that could do that.
They could say like, I drink Natty Light. There's Natty Light.
That's it. I know that flavor. I mean, Not that it was like.
I mean, you kind of.
I kind of felt like I did that with
Yeah.
the Miller Lite. Of
Yeah.
like, no, that's hitting all the notes, and and the Michelob Ultra also. Like, there was a time where that was my thing too, and it's subtle,
Sure,
but it was kind of a.
But it's rooted in this.
I'd be willing to guess that that's what that is.
Sure.
Not that I know it, but like that seems like that's what that is.
So then,
I remember that.
I guess then my question would be to someone like that. Okay, so if you think this is X beer, is this your favorite beer out of this lineup? Can you answer that honestly, knowing that you think X is this beer?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or would you be willing to say, no, I actually kind of like that one
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
But I can't say that because this is mine, and
Correct.
I know that one's mine.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that to me, that's interesting.
Oh yeah, totally agree.
And I think that's why these kinds of tastings exist. That's why you do tastings. Is that exact reason?
Right. And you almost have to do it without that preconceived bias of like, I didn't have a favorite in this lineup.
No, me neither.
So it was easy to not feel pressure in any way to say like, I've got to say like, had we put PBR in there, it would have been a different thing.
Correct, because I would have agree with you completely. I would have entered it going like, okay, I need to find the PBR because like we
that's my beer.
We
like,
blinded it as much as we could. We knew what was in there,
right?
But I need to find the PBR, and that's the one I need
right
to find.
Because I
And, like,
need to say that one's my favorite because I've always said that one's my favorite. Like it just add a different thing.
Correct.
And I think it's just human nature to want to protect your preconceived beliefs.
Agreed. But I think if we are I think that we owe it to ourselves to try.
Oh yeah.
I think we owe it to ourselves. I mean, this cost us $20, maybe, not even.
Right.
Buy 4 or 5 cans, try all of them. Have your significant other or your buddy pour them up so you don't know what's what. Have them write it down real quick and just try it.
Right.
And see for you what do you actually like?
Agreed. It's fun.
It's fun. And like, man, I love doing that just because again, I had no idea what to expect, and my expectations were met.
Right. I mean, if anything, it was just surprising. I would not have expected it to be that. Like, again, I can't think of anything else where I would expect it to be that close.
Right.
But man,
it's fun.
It totally was.
On that note, you got anything else?
No.
No,
I still got a little bit of beer.
You do. I'll watch you.
There's a bunch of beer left.
There is.
You bought all tall boys.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's
Hefty tall boys.
that was the only thing that was actually cheaper.
Where you could get them one at a time.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't
Had
buy
to
just like single beers. I didn't go like a Total Wine or anything.
Yeah, I guess, could you have done that there, though? Would they allow you to, like, yeah.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
But like they probably would have charged me more.
But I just feel like all those things are usually like for like the craft beer section. It's not like you go into the, the freezer
But
and like opening up boxes of Bud Light.
yeah.
I just need one. That's not how we sell those, sir. We don't
Well,
have
it
them
is now.
individually. We don't have those marked.
Yeah, they'll have a
individually.
barcode. Well, just bring me up.
Well, just whatever you need to do.
No, it was just easier to go down to.
And then we'll never sell the rest of that box because nobody else will ever come in here and buy a single Bud Light.
Correct.
So thanks for that.
That's why it's $3 for a
That's why
single.
we're paying, or you're paying for $6.
Correct.
For that one.
Hey man, happy summer.
Hey, yeah, we're just getting into it.
I'd say we're in the thick of it. We're in the soupy part.
Yeah, hey, officially hurricane season. We're doing the
gosh,
thing.
Why are you saying that, man? Like, what's wrong with you? We'd love to know, what is your favorite light beer?
Yeah, which one do we not include that is clearly would just stand out head and shoulders above the rest of these
Right.
ridiculous beverages?
And then we're going to ask you the question. Have you put them all together? And then you can have a conversation with us.
Yeah, agreed.
We'd also love to know, what is your summer drink of choice?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely can't be one of these. God, please tell me it's not one of these.
Drink what you like.
Drink what you like, how you like it, but don't drink light beer. That's a waste of your time and mine.
On that note, you can get in touch with us through email. It's drepandstone@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us through social media.
It's always one word, Drep and Stone, DREP and Stone. Come find us, see what we're sharing, and you can share some stuff back at us. Nick will see it, and Nick will respond to it.
Yeah, at the very least.
Yeah, at the minimal.
We'd also love it if you support the podcast. You can do so through our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/drepandstone. Helps keep everything recording and working, and fans and ACs and all that kind of stuff. You can also support the podcast by rating Drop Stone wherever it is you find great podcasts like this one. And finally, Kyle.
Yes, sir.
You can support the podcast by telling someone about Drop Stone.
Yeah. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell a stranger. But just tell somebody.
You're at a summer event. You look over, someone's drinking a tall boy of something light.
Yeah.
And say, hey.
I'm sorry.
Why do you like that beer? And they'll say, actually, I don't really know. You say, Drop Stone. Check it out. They just did a whole thing on it. The Light Beer Showdown.
Give it a shot. See what they had to say.
On that note, hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
May your glass overflow.
And your ass never show. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
What was that?
That was clinking cans together.
Huh.
Can we do it again?
Maybe just the tops. Will that do anything? There it is. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Clunk.